For many of us, tinned fish means a can of tuna in the cupboard. But there's a lot more to it than that, as we learn from Luke Burbank.
Let's start with the Deans.
Let's start with the Deans. Why not? The classic tinned fish.
For years, sardines have been a bit of a joke.
A double, triple-decker sardine and marshmallow fudge sandwich.
Would you say that sardines need the most reputational repair?
I think they do because
Americans?
of all those cartoons.
But that's not how they think of them in places like Spain and Portugal, where fish in a can is something they proudly serve in restaurants, as Becca Millstein found out.
I had lived abroad in Spain in college and had gone into these beautiful conserverias and saw rows and rows of beautiful tins of fish, and nothing like that exists in the U.S.
Millstein wants to change that with her company, Fishwife, just one of a number of outfits hoping to convince people to spend serious money on not canned fish, but tinned fish.
It's a little more delicate, a little more special, and a little more premium.
Anna Hezel wrote an entire cookbook about it. Well, as much as you can write a cookbook about pre-cooked fish. According to a market research company, last year, tinned fish sales rose to $2.7 billion, driven largely by younger consumers.
The tinned fish hashtag on TikTok now I think has like more than 91 million views. It is a very social, very visual hobby, but there's also kind of this aha moment when you pull back the tin and you get to see the actual handiwork that went into packing all of those mussels or anchovies or sardines.
That's Wes Taylor's handiwork you might be looking at, or at least the people who work in his cannery in Bay Center, Washington.
A facility like ours is unique. It's crafty, it's artisanal, it's small. We're not using heavy equipment. What we're doing is focusing on highest quality and not necessarily a high volume.
Becca Millstein reached out to Taylor, desperate to find someone who could put the relatively small amounts of sustainably harvested seafood that she sells, sometimes down by the seashore, into cans.
Give it
I'm
a whiff.
smelling it. It smells very fresh. It doesn't smell overly fishy.
Yeah, so it's very, very, very simple. It's just sardines and some preserved lemon, so it's actually packed fresh and preserved in the canning process.
What do you say when folks say, well, if I'm going to pay $17 for a piece of fish, I can just go to the grocery store and buy an actual piece of fresh fish?
There's so much tinned seafood now that you can buy that ironically is almost a fresher way of experiencing that seafood, because sardines are fished out of the water and in some cases canned within hours.
With their long shelf life, Hezel says one way to think about tinned fish is like a nice bottle of wine you save for a special occasion.
I am very excited about a tin that I just got of barnacles. They look like dinosaur legs.
But seriously, is this all just a fad? Becca Millstein says no. She named her company Fishwife for the industrious, tough women who've sold fish in the past, something she's hoping to do long into the future.
It's something that people have been eating for hundreds of years. So the trend that we're experiencing right now is the beginning of the new era of tinned fish.